Hey everybody, off the Mike Sports Network here. We're going to talk some women's basketball here, because one of the legends, not just of women's basketball, but of all time in any level of basketball, Diana Taurasi, announced her retirement from professional basketball. Six gold medals, most recently winning one last summer up in France. This is one of the greatest basketball players to ever grace the planet because Diana Taurasi, I don't think people understand how great Diana Taurasi was. This woman, who, by the way, was playing into her 40s. Okay, I'm going to run down her accolades here. She is a three-time WNBA champion. She won the Rookie of the Year in 2004. She is a 2009 WNBA MVP. She won the Finals MVP twice. She's a five-time scoring champion, 11-time All-Star, 10-time All WNBA first team selection. That's just in the WNBA, by the way. Then you get to the U.S. national team. She won 6 gold medals: 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, which was really 2021 and 2024. And then, of course, let's leave out the fact that at UConn, she was a part of one of the most dominant, programs and one of the most dominant eras of women's college basketball ever when she won 3 consecutive national titles at UConn under Gino Ariema in 02, 03, and 04. Like, this is one of the greatest basketball players ever, ever. And, I'm going to get some hate for this. Caitlin Clark does not exist in the WNBA if Diana Taurasi doesn't walk to let her run. And that's not disrespecting Caitlin Clark, but what people who are trying to get into women's basketball, I think, fail to understand. Some of this is on, the NBA and the WNBA for not being, because the NBA was really subsidizing and helping the WNBA function. And, women's basketball had this stigma around them that nobody cared. But without people like Diana Taurasi and Candace Parker and Maya Moore, we don't see the boom in women's basketball that we have seen in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Because these women walked so people like Juju Watkins and Hannah Hidalgo, and most importantly, Caitlin Clark, could run with it. And Caitlin Clark would probably say the same thing. That's why the whole conversation of Caitlin being left off the Olympic team for Diana and Diana Taurasi being one of those people. Look, Diana Taurasi earned her way onto that team because she had been through everything. She had led this team. She had led the generation of women's basketball, especially in the United States, to where it is. And like I said, I read off all of those accolades. And some people say, well, women's basketball isn't what the NBA is. Guys, I don't care. If you're she is a 6-time champion in college and professional, and she won 6 freaking gold medals. Do you realize how hard that is to do? And she was playing at 41, 42 years old, still at a really high level. Like the Phoenix Mercury were playing good basketball. Like, this is one of the greatest players, male or female, to ever dribble a basketball. And if she didn't exist across college and professional and obviously internationally, we're not having a conversation about Caitlin Clark transcending the game. So I just really want people to watch this video and understand that I'm not trying to disrespect Caitlin Clark, but this whole notion that women's basketball would not be where it is without Caitlin Clark is a bunch of dog shit. Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker, think about how great Candace Parker and how well thought she is. Candace Parker is now broadcasting and analyzing men's games. And Diana Taurasi could probably go do that if she wants to do it. People like her and Sue Bird and Breanna Stewart, these women are a big reason why women's basketball has elevated itself to this level. Sabrina Ionescu, I talked about it on this channel. Sabrina Ionescu was basically Caitlin Clark, but she didn't get the launching pad because of COVID. So all you Caitlin Clark fanboys who are ready to just anoint her as the savior of women's basketball just needed something to elevate it a little bit more. But women's basketball, in a lot of respects, has always been good. It's just they couldn't get people to watch their product. And it helps to have like a dynamic and diverse personality like a Caitlin Clark who can shoot threes from the logo and do no look passes and go behind her back and do all this crazy shit. But Diana Taurasi was doing that 20 years ago, everybody. So thank you, Diana, for a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful career and carrying yourself like the professional that you were. And anybody who wants to just disrespect her legacy, just like her accolades speak for themselves. But again, the overriding point of this video is I hope that the foundation that Diana Taurasi set up, which has now been allowed to be run on really by Caitlin Clark, continues to grow, because you're seeing it with like great players like Juju Watkins at USC and Hannah Hidalgo and Olivia Miles at Notre Dame, Paige Beckers, who is basically now Diana Taurasi like 25 years later, and she's going to be in the WNBA relatively soon. Like, women's basketball is doing just fine. And it's not just because of Caitlin Clark, but remember your past. And that's what I hope people don't forget about. But this was I mean, it was obviously sad. It was expected, but congratulations on a wonderful career to number 3 for UConn, the United States, and the Phoenix Mercury. Thanks so much for watching this video. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.